Here's a little tip I want to share with you before you reinstall an alloy wheel on an older Mercedes-Benz. More often than not, you're going to see a little rust around the hub area, and you're going to see some rust on the surface of the rotor. You want to clean that off with a Scotch-Brite pad. You could come in and use a wire brush or something else, but I found the Scotch-Brite pad works really well just to clean the loose rust off of this. Because what you need to do before you reinstall that wheel is to put a coating of our copper-based anti-seize compound on the face of that rotor, on the face of the hub, and particularly right there in that edge where the aluminum wheel is going to come up and fit tight into the center of that round section of the hub, which is protruding from the brake rotor. If you don't put anti-seize on that, and if you live in an area where there's a lot of corrosion, like an area where they use road salt, you're going to have a very hard time getting the wheel off in the future. So this is not only going to keep this from continuing to corrode, but it's going to make it easier to remove the wheel in the future. Do not put the anti-seize in the holes or on the lug bolts. I'm going to talk about that here in a second. But when you're putting the wheel back on, it makes it a whole lot easier if you use this wheel alignment tool. Now, if you've lost your original wheel alignment tool, we do carry these on my website. We have a company that specially makes these in stainless steel. Let me tell you, they're a lot better than some of the original aluminum ones that are floating around out there. And since we're talking about alloy wheels and lug bolts, there's something here I just have to show you. A couple of weeks ago, a car came into the shop and I was pulling the alloy wheels to check the brakes. And right away, I noticed 2 of the lug bolts were loose. Can you believe that? 2 of the lug bolts were loose. One was actually starting to come out, and the other 3 were not torqued properly, or they were on the loose side. But look at the reason why. Someone had coated these lug bolts with grease. Maybe they didn't want them to seize in the hubs, but this is an absolute no-no. I've seen a wheel almost come off a 6.9 because the owner put anti-seize on the threads. So these lug bolts need to go in dry. They need to be clean. They need to go in dry, particularly with alloy wheels, because the aluminum expands and contracts. If you have any kind of a slippery lubricant on these threads, these bolts can back out. So no grease, no anti-seize on the lug bolts, okay?